Do you want a cheap and easy way to keep what you do on the internet anonymous and secure? Try ProXPN. For $6.25 a month, you can safely surf the web anywhere in the world. Do you travel a lot? With ProXPN, you can even get on websites such as YouTube and Netflix that are blocked in some countries. Devices currently supported with premium membership are Windows, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. ProXPN, keeping you anonymous since 2009. Try today. Link in the description below.
Hi guys, Jope here with History and Reviews. I wanted to thank all you guys real quick, subscribers out there and the people that watch our videos for tuning in to all of our videos over the years. It's been almost 3 years since we made this channel. We've had a lot of luck with everything going smoothly. You guys subscribing, all the likes and the love that we get, it's great. This video, as you can probably tell by the title, is about muscle building. Dispelling myths and covering things you need to know in order to build a good body and just working out and stuff. And I will cover things about how to break through things, push your limits, things like that. I did a protein review a while back. I remember that was like a Christmassy review. That was fun. It was a whey protein isolate review that we did, and that was nice. So I have a list because, you know, I'm not that good at memorizing stuff, but I have a list. So I'm going to begin. So depending on when you start, let's say for this video you're a newcomer. You started lifting, or you walk into the gym at your first day. You don't really know what to do. I'm going to give you some guidelines, some tips. So when you start working out and stuff, the first thing that we're going to come to is don't overthink things. A lot of times on the internet you'll hear that perfect form is the key, and it is the key for a lot of things, but really perfect form only matters when you could hurt yourself, really. I mean, perfect form is best for like a perfect physique, but like when you're squatting really heavy, or you're benching really heavy, or if you're deadlifting really heavy, your form's got to be on point, because if you do something wrong, you're going to hurt yourself. You can really hurt yourself. Your form should always be perfect, but don't overcomplicate things. Don't mess with your form to the point where you actually start hurting yourself because you're making it too perfect, which may sound like it's contradicting what I just said, but you know, just take it easy when you lift. Don't overthink things and have fun doing it. If you're not having fun when you lift, then, I mean, you might have to amp up stuff. But I always have fun when I lift. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I've seen some good results. So never overcomplicate anything that you do in the gym. Just do your research, and here's a research right here, this video you're watching. You always got to make sure that, yeah, your form's perfect, you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right amount of reps, sets, and things like that, but don't overthink things. Don't listen to these faulty advertisements online. This is not faulty, this is what I'm telling you is true. So don't overthink things, just go in and have fun and have a good time with it. So number 2, when you start going to the gym, you start lifting, I'm going to tell you something at first. People that first start lifting, right? People that first start lifting, that have walked in the gym, that have never lifted a day in their life, you can eat like crap and still put on muscle. And the reason why, this only pertains to like your first 6 months to a year of lifting. You can eat almost anything you want for the first 6 months to a year and eat anything. Your diet doesn't have to be restricted to anything. You can eat like absolute junk and still put on muscle. The reason for that is your body is shocked for those first 6 months to a year. Your body's like, what am I going through right now? You know, what's happening to me? All this stress, I'm not used to it. After those months or that year goes by, you're going to have to start eating pretty cleanly and pretty perfectly in order to put on muscle, because after a while your body's going to be like, I know what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. You're not going to fool me. So in order to do that, to get your muscle all built and ready and sturdy and strong, and to start building muscle, you should always eat clean. Always eat clean when you're dieting, lifting, whatever. But if, say, you don't have access to really expensive, high quality foods, you don't have to eat that crazy for your first 6 months to a year. After that, it is critical that you do eat right, or you won't put on any muscle, or you'll plateau. Rule number 3 for good lifting and things like that is lift with intent. Know what you're doing. In the gym, a lot of the times people aimlessly lift, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, if it's your first time ever walking in, you'll put on muscle no matter what you do. But lift with intent. This especially is important to people within their later years of lifting, because the more you lift, the more your body's going to get used to what you're doing. So you're going to have to challenge your body. You're going to have to put it through different types of stress in order to gain muscle, because eventually you might hit a wall and you won't gain anything, which is crazy, but it happens. So lift with intent and lift with purpose. That's the key to good muscle building and a good physique and just having a good time at the gym and everything, is lift with intent. Have fun though, be serious about it, but have fun. Always have fun in the gym. It's nice to break up the tension every once in a while. Just have fun in what you're doing. If you enjoy lifting, enjoy it. Lift with purpose. Know your goals. If you don't have goals, you might not see as good as results. If you know exactly what you want to a T, you're going to see better results because you're going to be putting in the work. Number 4, be consistent, which means lift every day, 6 days a week, and have one rest day. Now, this depends on your body. This depends how old you are. It changes for everyone. But I'd say in order to put on muscle, you have to be consistent, because if you're not putting your body through enough stress, your muscle fibers will not respond and you won't be gaining any muscle. That also pertains to how long you are spending in the gym. If you're not spending that long in the gym, you're not going to be seeing results. That's just what it is. But you don't have to. A lot of times bodybuilders will say lift 2 to 3 hours in the gym. That's not the case. If you are a professional bodybuilder, absolutely, because that's what your body requires. You will also be eating a lot more calories if you lift that long, because you'll be burning so much. But be consistent with your diet, be consistent with your goals, be real with your goals, be consistent with how well you're lifting, be consistent with how often you lift. That's really important for muscle building. You have to lift constantly because you're putting your body through stress. I'm going to break down what lifting is and what causes muscles to grow. So it's kind of nasty describing it, but when you lift, you're ripping apart your muscle, not to an extreme where you're damaging it bad, but you're damaging your muscle and your body's like, whoa, what's going on here? The muscle is falling apart. The fibers are breaking in your muscle. And so to compensate for that loss, your body basically says, we don't want this to happen again. I don't want my muscles, I don't want the muscles to look like that again. We're going to get bigger, so hopefully it doesn't happen again. That's why muscles get bigger. That's what lifting is. And this may sound cliche, because if you've never lifted a day in your life, or you don't know what it is, you'll hear a lot of bodybuilders or people that lift talk about protein, and you hear that all the time. They have memes on the internet. Eat a lot of protein, it's good for you. Protein is the building block of muscle. Your muscle is protein. That's what it is. Steak is protein, chicken, whatever is protein, because it's muscle fiber. Muscle fiber is protein. So to fuel that muscle, you eat protein. Protein will rebuild the muscle. If you don't have a lot of protein, it's not going to be rebuilding as well. Like I said, the first year, almost a year, I'd say a good 6 months is about the max that you can eat like crap and still gain muscle. That is true. The people, you might think that's not true. Your body won't be used to muscle building for a long time. Once it gets used to it, you're going to have to start eating clean, or you won't gain anything. But for the first few months, you can, if you want, eat like crap. You may gain a bit of fat, but you'll gain muscle because your body's just not used to it at all. Number 5, mix up workouts. This also ties in with number 6. Mixing up your workouts is a great way to keep the muscle building. If you are doing the same workout every day with the same amount of weight, the same reps, the same sets you're going in with the same average Joe cup of coffee, smiling, same people in the gym, everything's the same. If you're not mixing up your workouts, you're going to plateau. Plateauing is basically going along just fine, bam, you hit a wall, and you can't go anywhere. You're not seeing your muscles develop, you're not seeing anything happen. You're not seeing your muscles grow. You're not seeing strength increases. You're not seeing anything change positively in your workout and what you're doing. Plateauing basically means you hit a wall, and no matter how hard you lift or whatever, you're not seeing any results. Now, this is caused by a few things. You're doing the same old workouts. You're not adding enough weight. You're not mixing up your workouts. You're not eating enough protein, or you're not fueling your body enough. It is essential that you eat enough in your later years of lifting, because, like I said earlier, the more you lift, the much more fuel and intensity and pinpointness to your workouts you're going to have. That's just what it is. To break through plateaus, you can do things such as drop sets. You can change up your workout. Drop sets is, let's say you're bench pressing dumbbells. You go 50 pounds. When you can't do any more, pick up 40s. Do it until you can't do any more. It sucks. It hurts. But it's what you got to do. I hit a plateau like a year and a half ago where I couldn't gain any muscle and I broke through it. But basically, you just got to change up your workout. If you're strength training, add more weight if you can. If you're doing like 1 rep maxes, and you can't add any more weight, do more sets until you're crawling out of the gym hurting, or eat more protein. Focus on your posture and your form as well, because form is key to hitting that muscle just right and building the muscle properly. I'm covering plateaus for you guys because that's a really big thing. You also won't see any weight gain on the scale. It may be in fat, maybe that's really rare for plateaus, but most of the time you'll be gaining weight steadily, and then all of a sudden you're not gaining anything and you're wondering why. Either you have to add more weight, push yourself more in the gym, eat more, because bodybuilders and lifters, we eat a lot. That's why we're always hungry. And break through it, work out with intensity, work out longer. So basically, to break through plateaus, I'm going to cover it again. Lift more if you can. It depends on if you're strength training or if you're muscle training or if you're tone training. Lift heavier. Change up your workout is the most important for breaking through plateaus, because 9 out of 10 times people hit plateaus because they're doing the same old thing. You got to mix up your workouts, whether it's running, whether you do cardio, whether you lift. So you have to mix up your workouts. You have to eat more, lift more, lift harder. That's how you break through a plateau. So that's basically it for the list. But again, I'm just going to tell you guys I've been doing this for 5 years, and it's a great, incredible journey. I was this skinny kid 5 years ago that didn't think I was going to go anywhere. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I didn't think that I was ever going to be this big, and I'm still working on it. I've still got a lot of stuff to do, and I've still got a lot of ways I can improve my physique. I can get it better. I know I can. I can do more in the gym. I know I can. I can clean up my diet a bit more. I know I can do that. So that's really it for this video. I also wanted to cover, before we end this video, that I didn't put on the list. Protein is essential, getting enough. So eat enough protein. 1 gram, you guys might hear on the internet, you look up, how much protein do I have to eat to recover, to build up my muscle? How much protein do I have to eat when I'm lifting? A lot of people say 1 gram per pound of body weight, just your weight. So I weigh about 200 pounds. That means I would have to eat 200 grams of protein a day to build adequate muscle. So one steak, one good New York strip, just an average steak about this big, 8 ounce, 10 ounce, is only about 40 grams of protein. So you have to sometimes supplement the protein into your diet and get it in through different ways. I take protein powder, which is 2 scoops is 48 grams of protein. I take 100% gold standard whey protein, which is what I take. That is an amazing protein powder. On is the company that makes it. It's an amazing protein powder. Really, it is the best in the industry. $60 for a big jug. It'll last you about a month, 32, but depending on how much you take. Now, to dispel that myth, 1 gram per pound of body weight, when you're training for a competition and stuff, definitely do everything right. Take your supplements, take your protein powder, get 1 gram per pound of body weight. But as far as an average lifter like I am, just to build muscle casually, I'd say 0.6 to 0.7 grams of protein per pound of body weight is essential is about bare minimum, bare bones that you can take to build muscle. Any less than that, I'd say 0.5 is probably the least if you have no other resources to get protein. That is the least you should be able to take. So I weigh 200 pounds, let's say, 0.5 grams protein per pound of body weight would be 100 grams of protein. That's not a lot to get. Eat 3 cans of tuna fish, you're about at 60, but it depends on how much you weigh, how active you are, and things like that. Definitely be doing more videos like this in the near future. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, comment. Don't forget, if you want to, you can join our channel. The email to email is down in the notification, is in the box below. The serious inquiries only, please. No spam, no hate mail. We want serious business inquiries only, because we are a serious growing business. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to this History and Reviews. I'm Job Hodge, this guy sitting in front of a camera talking about muscle for 20 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully we will see some of you guys in our crew, because we would greatly appreciate it.